Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Rumble is going. YouTube is going. Twitch is going. Gotta turn the live chat windows. What's this? I just followed. And that's all online. Give me a moment to check my other computer. And let's get started. Greetings everyone, Angrid here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on bottom left side as the red English, we got D Sauce. Spawn on top right side as the yellow Tugwal Dynasty, we got VES and Totan. This is a map that's a hybrid map. You do have some fishies out at sea. I actually don't know how this would go out with new civilization. First time casting with the new civilization with a hybrid map. So red is good, obtaining good number of sheeple. I don't know if any of these forts that he can put on the field does support out naval play. Guess we'll find out soon enough. And this research is different. To go forts, increase reduction of speed of nearby docks by 30%. Damaged arrow slits damaged by 2 and wait, that seems a little bit weird. Arrow slit or increased speed of nearby docks. Arrow slits by 2. Okay, I'm just having trouble reading that for some odd reason. Let me slow down and read this. The fort, increased production speed by nearby docks by 30%. Arrow slits by 2. I'm guessing means improves this arrow slit, not the fort arrow slit. And weapon range by 1. Because I've never seen that arrow slit damage by 2 and weapon tower by 1 with the fort's upgrades themselves. But it doesn't look like it affects the fort. It looks like it affects the naval arrow slit. I don't know how effective that would be. I mean, 2 damage is not too significant for that arrow. It does a fair amount of damage. I don't know why. Something just seems off of the description. This fishing boat has unique symbol. Can't fire. Wait. Arrow slit damage. Okay. Of course, the Delhi's Delhi also has the fishing boats that can do damage, which this does inherit that as well. Since the elephant worker drop off increases your resource drop off by 5%. Wait, does that mean this dock provides the elephant aura? Okay, the docks apparently provide elephant aura. Got it. So that means the fishing boats get plus 5% drop off. That's interesting. Dome of Faith being selected. We do have some fishing boats here. The soft cap for these fishing deposits, at least this close one, is 2. You can probably withdraw a little bit by going for 3. Anything more is going to be quite expensive. We do have Red Scout engaging Yellow's Villager. Red's Villager also engaging. Does have, of course, the short bows help out these villagers here. Yellow, or that's a red dock here. Yellow try to go for a dock, but does get interrupted. Very nice. Abbey and Kings up in Port of Field. A nice free early heavy cab will be very nice to have. So Red right now has 2 docks. Of course, Red has an excellent naval upgrade, just increasing their range by 1. And I wonder if Yellow will go for an early fort. These villagers have been tasked back to the very bushes. Scout engaging Scout, but looks like Red Scout has more health than Yellow Scout, though right now 89 versus 78, 79. Yep, looks like they have effectively the same enough health. Red is micring. I have no idea how effective this will be. Maybe just trying to just lure it away while still trying to engage. Abbey Kings now deployed onto the field. Of course, got the free king. Oh, looks like the fishing boats do get marked up here. It does not get counted military count. We do have a healer elephant and raider elephants now being deployed in the field. Raider elephants are basically gilded horsemen. The elephants are classified as heavy cavalry, so they do take one damage from crossbow. They have good melee armor, poor range armor. And Red may want to cool off on the fishing boat production, and maybe task some fishing boats to the outlying fishing deposits here, so these ones nearby can generate some fish. Because right now this one's going to be rapidly seized. Yeah, it's going down very rapidly. Same thing this one over here. But yeah, this upgrade does seem like it improves not the fort damage, but increases the arrow slit damage if near a fort. I don't know why the way that's written just seems off to me. I'm probably overthinking it. Heavy Cav Knight deployed in the field does 16 damage, 220 health, slow attack speed versus 18 damage, same attack speed. So, and 2 armor, so the DPS between these two units are the same. Wow. These units are nearly identical. The raiding elephant just has the same health, a little bit slower. Trying to go for some basic walls that does ghosted very nicely. Red elephant taking some damage there. And the scout taking some hits as well. Will likely be going down. It would take more than one more hit, and I think should be going down, regardless what source it does take damage from. Heal elephant here gets a drive-by healing. The king is, of course, in this region, trying to stomp on this scout here. That's taking the primary of the damage. And we've got the horseman taking a bit of damage as well. The heal elephant does have 15 damage and pretty slow attack speed, but does have excellent bulk and, of course, good melee armor to go along with him. The elephants are relatively expensive. When I say relatively, I mean very. Basic walls there. Look up this fishing deposit. That's interesting. I suppose that's cheap enough. That's probably, what, like 50 wood there? Raider elephants going for a raid. Work elephant here. And now the white tower being deployed up by the English player. I was not paying attention to that. Didn't see about to age up as well. For his 2 landmarks, and go for reduced stone on building costs and unique research. He's good healing those villagers. And also these guys are backing on off. Got the House of Learning being searched for unique research. I can't remember all the unique research. Zogdoggos demand some head pats. The king's providing some excellent health for those nearby scouts or horsemen. White Tower is now established. Does also act as a all production structure. Very nice hat. It is pulling behind, so maybe I need to get some farms around back there and just have as an emergency garrison. House Learning still being built by 2 villagers. The king and a horseman still push way forward. Maybe I'm the worker elephant. These units now on a fall on back. Looks like actually I'm for these villagers there. It does inside the town center. Right at this point in time, may just need to fall back. Got 17 villagers now in the House of Learning. Oh, we got the campfire there. Very nice. Let's see what's got there. I guess the campfire can't be auto-attacked? Or can be auto-attacked? No, it can be auto-attacked by the town center. Never knew about that. But did it say also improve hunting rate from collection rate from huntable animals? Has that always been a thing? This is probably the first time I've seen the campfire in, I want to say year. If the campfire could help out with collection of hunting animals, that could be very nice. 10% collection rate? Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. You can also put that next to your town center after you even get professional scouts. Why haven't people been putting a campfire? Does it still have a time life? I can't remember what the variation is. The campfire has changed so many times. I remember back when it was like the long bowmans where you could just use it, pull it out by long bow and use it for a bit of health regen. Got another spearman here. Of course, got a knight here as well. So spearman and knight. We got some lancers being employed in the field. The House of Learning. Looks like one of the research has been completed. I don't remember what that was. Of course, get more charge attack for man-at-arms. Elephants move faster. Bonus damage from elephants. Probably particularly useful against buildings, I would say. Health regen out of combat. Very nice to have. And of course, spearman gets bonus damage. And makes him build faster. Excuse me. Your mom here picking up a relic. We do now have a wall there. Red does stay away from it. Good trial for yellow. It's definitely worth a shot. But red has a sizable force here. A good number of spearmen. His opponent needs some archers to help deal with all these spearmen. Man-arms would generally be pretty useful. They'd be inferior to the knights, but they will still be able to fight them, fight the spearmen quite well. Multiple healer elephants and regular elephants starting going down. Lancers falling back as well. Go for a charge attack there. Oops. That Lancer already going down to some exotic doggos. Spearman straightforward. It says classifies elephant, so may take more anti-elephant damage. The +5 versus elephant, and may actually do bonus damage to that. Hard to say. You know, that wouldn't be too terribly imbalanced since they can't use torches against them, and that of course give them not full torch damage, it effectively give them fire armor. Not having that is effectively giving them fire armor. It has +4 melee armor as well. I am not sure from what. Spearman getting some good damage on these lancers. A couple of knights and spear engaging those lancers. Knights do engage some of these lancers here. Got a good number of lancers by yellow. Don't think we've seen any fortress yet. We do have a set of man-arms that are now being employed in the field. Yellow's not pushing forward with these lancers. Red's pushing forward with these knights. +1 king. There are currently 12 lancers for yellow. Red only has 8 knights. So this is a good number of spearmen. Speaking of which, got some spearmen now rotating on in, getting some good damage. Knights and king moving around, engaging some villagers. These lancers are falling back. The king is dead. The king's been rebuilt. Long live the king. Knights on fall back here. Lancers are trying to counterattack. These knights are being pursued. We got some man-at-arms and spearmen here. Looks like these guys. They turn around the exact moment I clicked off of them. Spearmen rotating around. More spearmen, more knights here. A couple of those knights could use a monk. This map does have 2 sacred sites. Red has 3 monks. Yellow has 1 imam. Another imam on the way. No healer elephants. Healer elephants capture sacred sites? I'm off the top of my head. You got a spring gold ship here. We got a red dock. Arrow ship does go down. Spearmen now pushing the way forward. We do have these knights or lancers took a large amount of damage. He probably needs to get them back to some imams, get them heal on up. Maybe some healer elephants. The king's finding some health regen there. He can always fall back to Abbey Kings, get some health regen going. Spring gold ship engaged by a spring gold ship and arrow ship, going for the arrow ship. Gets the fishing boat, not the spring gold ship. Looks like the spring gold ship here will not take out the arrow ship. Let's go for another campfire. Yeah, increase the iron sight of nearby units by 30%. And also increase the gathering rate of huntables by 10%. I mean, survival techniques provides plus 15%, so for what, 25 wood, you get slightly weaker survival techniques, which is, well, close only 120 wood, but can always stack up each other. But still, that's pretty good. Red spearmen being cleaned on up, reds and knights are falling back. It does stab the campfire to death. Sacred site over here being decaptured. Do now have the extended fishing lines now being researched. I think there's probably a bit too many fishing boats here. Yeah, that one's depleted. This one's being depleted. This one has basically been depleted. And this one still has plenty of food. I think these large number of fishing boats need to start collecting up shore fish. But there's not too much shore fish on these maps anymore. Yep, definitely overfished. We do also have a yellow dock has been established here. English players are eyeing for some crossbow and deal with the knights, man-at-arms, and healer elephants, and the war elephant. In fact, his opponent's entire army is basically heavy, barring a good number of spearmen. Crossbow's still decent versus spearmen. Don't think we see a fortress yet. We do see an elephant here. When it comes to next age up, of course, the English scholars go for the Warren Palace and Berkshire Palace. I'm always a bit more biased towards Warren Palace due to the fun nature of some of these. We've got Palace Sultan being put on the field. Appoint a governor to the Palace of Sultan and immediately grants their 4th tier benefactor bonus. So it gives you a free governor. And you don't have to build time for a fort. Which I'm not sure which one he will go for. That's probably not for the food collection one. Let's take out that dock there before any warships came out. Oh, I can delete the fire ship. More farms being established. We do now have the Governor of Ulk. Governor Ulk reduces the cost of research technologies by 35%. Okay, that's pretty good, because now you get the Madarasa research for a pretty good discount. Not to mention all the elite technology. It probably excludes weapon placements, but still, that should be a pretty good technology. Plus, you can transition to other units a bit more easily. Spearmen and Lancer is straightforward versus Crossbowmen, Spearmen, and Knight. The king is dead. The elephant could be stabbed a little bit. Yellows overall looks like win the fight, but can still go either way. Both sides equal military value and equal military force in the field. They're pretty even. Vanguard man-at-arms now on the build queue. Teal Elephant taking some volleys. Teal Elephant does go down to the crossbowmen. Both sides spearmen slowly going down. Got the bonus damage research for the spearmen, and the red will hold out because he had a bit more defensive position. The capital was far away for a good amount of arrows. If someone keeps on going for spearmen, it's definitely a good idea to go for man-at-arms. In fact, he is going for mass spearmen at the moment. So man-at-arms, particularly with armor clad, could be very useful. It does find a war elephant. He still does not have even early man-arms. Going for some veteran spearmen. That dock may be set ablaze. Seems it should be getting pretty close to be set ablaze. One more volley, I would say. Yep, the other one stayed alive. It was one more volley. Good number of spearmen in the field. This one's still just going for spearmen. English players going for crossbowmen, which is useful for spearmen. Longbow in this case would be better. We got veteran horsemen. Does collect a bit of stone there, now pulling him back. The king being joining up with some knights and a scout. Oh, one of those scouts or knights were very wounded. The other one is also severely wounded. There's Madarasa. Spearmen, engaging spearmen, crossbowmen in the mix. We got some raider elephant, which are light elephants. Just ignore all the metal bits. Yep, definitely man-at-arms is probably the best way to go. Armor-clad man-at-arms. Veteran longbowman on the build queue. On the research. Both sides have been captured up by yellow. Going for this pair of gold deposits here. Very nice. Trying to go for the keep, but the villagers being intercepted by the various units. Villagers taking some hits. Oh, here got these knights. The king is dead. More longbow in the build queue. More spear hitting down south. The raider elephants right now have 7 armor. Or 7 range armor, should say. They do have 1 melee armor. Spearman engaging spearman. Got some longbow now mixed on in. Nothing too significant here though. We have now armor clad for his early man-at-arms now being researched. Villagers have taken are been knocked out, or they're backed off, I should say, firing off their short bows. This one's still now going for some archers. He has elite archers and elite spearmen. Villagers are take out their short bows on engagement. They're all pretty wounded. It's a bit iffy when the keep can be deployed in time. All those villagers have severely low in health. Got a big, fresh round of villagers now straightforward to build that keep. More crossmen, more archers being deployed in the field. Early man-arms, and now we've got regular man-arms upgrade on the way. You now have some elite raider elephants, which have up to 5 range armor. Keep does get built, does get fully garrisoned now. And this should be a pretty good hard point right now. More horsemen now being deployed in the field. Gold mine has now been built. Longbowmen is still probably a good way to go to help do the spearmen as well as the archers. Got a good number of raider elephants. Right now, raider elephants do looks like 30 damage for structures. Try and build some walls there with his natural trait. Good number of archers here. Keeps taking some damage. King and horsemen, longbowmen, spearmen, all advancing. Man-arms now advancing. So a good item in this situation. Spearmen also pushing forward as well. Villagers receiving some help for Gen inside the keep there thanks to the king's aura. Now we got incendiaries by yellow. Boiling oil being researched by red as well. This keeps almost set ablaze though. Bombard firing away. Does set the keep ablaze. Starting to have some villagers repair it now. Man at arms and spearmen. Archers in the back line. Horsemen, man-at-arms, engaging some of those villagers. Got now the worker elephants now advance his way forward. It looks like Red's keep will stay up. Handful of villagers preparing to get up now. Red is out of stone, however. And he has not aged up just yet either, and very far from aging up. So Yellow have a very good tech advantage. Red needs to start seizing as much gold as possible, as well as needs more food. Maybe task some villagers off wood to get those resources. May need to age up relatively soon. Got some palings being established that could be very useful against these elephants. Longbone and man-arms sort of fall back now. Got some watchtowers being established. Palings, I never know if they actually will work or not. I remember earlier patches where it did work, but I rarely ever see palings. I have no idea if those handful of palings that are sort of sticking around will actually do anything. Bombard engaging this keep here. Sacred site here still captured. Red has nearby outposts for spotting and is fully fortified with spring golden placement. Yellow is 4 minutes away from the sacred site victory. That's a work elephant, not a war elephant. Wrong W. But will it give him W? Man, I'm straightforward. Still behind in age of technology. Has plenty of gold for Egypt. Needs a lot more food. This one's not going for man arms since he has age 4 man arms versus age 3 man arms. This age 4 man arms just going to be outright better. 6 sites will be decaptured. The king is dead. Not getting a big round of raider elephants here. Trebuchet is sitting on up, but I'm not sure if the hit what though. The keep is taking some fire. Red's keep is going on down. Looks like it will be destroyed shortly. Does go down there. Horseman charges straight to the bombards. Does get around that outpost there. Does take it out. Villagers getting hit here. Up here, oh, looks like Red has back the game. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before I get started next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. Oh, I'm gonna grab a drink. Sorry about that. Probably need to get a drink, stay hydrated. Much better. On to the next replay. Let's see, is this the right one? Yep. Let's see. Dry Arabia, 1124. Here we go. This shall do. Nope. Sorry, I just saw your comment. Howdy. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on top left side is the purple Japanese, we have a foreign name. So on bottom right side is the blue English, we got Scarlet Devil, who's not in Scarlet. You monster. When it comes to this map generation, let's see, looks like the English player has all of his wood deposits behind him. So can't use a natural cover, does have some deer here, and more deer here. So deer are pretty safe behind the woods. Got two small gold deposits, and also a small stone and large stone. His natural small stone is actually right there. So English has a good pocket of resources. Small gold here, 2 large in the center, and then another small over here next to Pumbaa. Pumbaa over here. For magenta, wood deposit here can provide some natural coverage. This one's nice up in front, easy to provide coverage here. This one's a little bit off the side. Of course, Japanese do have good berry collection. These set of berries are a little out front. This set is out off the side, and this one's right next to the deer deposit. It is a close deer deposit up front as well. While he does have 2 small golds and a large stone here, so this could be a good spot for a town center and or castle. Help keep that area secure. I say both players' match is fine, but since purple has both gold deposits over here, it's probably safer, better for purple overall. I mean, this is a pretty good adjustment of resources. This is definitely worth maybe for a town center. Abbey of Kings now being established. Oh, wait a second. There is a age 1 samurai. Did not see that. The English player can fight on equal footing with a early or vanguard man-at-arms, though it does have to have deflection, so ever so slightly better. Kira storehouse now being employed in the field, which will provide some free farms. Of course, the age up's complete. And this samurai needs to fall back, or else the king will personally strike him down. We do have a relatively early level 1 wheelbarrow research, improving berry collection rate by 25%. And still just building 2 villages on this Kira storehouse, not trying to age up anytime soon. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward since it's back to the eco phase. And blue's going for another town center. So both sides gonna be ecoing up. Towns that are back here could be quite reasonable. Hard to say what he's exactly gonna do. King does impale the scout for a little bit of damage. And the king will find this outpost and a bunch of arrow inputs there. The king does charge into the samurai, so the charge did get absorbed by deflection. Here, storehouse still being built. But secondary town center is now being established here. That farm placement is questionable at best. It's not next to any town center. I am not sure what's up with that farm placement. Yeah, I have no idea what's up with that farm placement. Luckily, English farms are pretty cheap. Going for a mill there, got it. That makes a bit more sense, but probably should have put along the town center first. King taking a bit of fire there. Arrow slit research now on the way for the Japanese player. Downside here is we will provide some good coverage to protect this gold deposit. So I'll have this other small gold deposit. King and Scout moving around. We got a couple berry bushes remaining. Second farm has been summoned by the Kira storehouse. King's still trying to rotate around, try to find another opportunity to charge on in and take out a villager. Japanese player pretty close to aging up, probably going for the floating gate. It is incredibly rare the temporal quality. I think it's like 99% floating gate, 1% temporal quality when it comes to landmark selection. English player can go for the White Tower or for the King's Palace. Most time it feels like it's been the Temple of Equality. I guess we found the 1%. Nowadays, the White Tower is a bit more selected, but the King's Palace does still seem some usage. It gives you another town center. While the White Tower, of course, gives you a keep. that does produce a little bit faster, and also act as an all barracks, all production structure, so get your siege weapons and your knights built out there pretty quickly. But the temple quality is now being employed in the field. I always remind myself what temple quality provides. Buddhist monks contain unique Buddhist technologies. Buddhist monks provide support in combat by decreasing enemy damage in the Solis or Sutra, and enhancing damage of allies with Buddhist conversion. So using the warlords will both buff your nearby units. You can use as a combat buff, pre-combat buff. Or do it during combat and also dissuade your opponents from existing in that area while at it. Allow construction of 4 additional Buddhist temples. There's a Buddhist monk. Let's see. Zen. Buddhist monks generate 25 gold every 60 seconds. Each Buddhist monk does cost 80. Oh! I think they got a cost reduction. I thought they cost 100, but I think they got reduced down to 80. And if I remember correctly as well, when somebody mentioned, Zen immediately ticks. So you get immediately 25 gold rebate. That could have changed though. By the way, Buddhist monks are now cheaper last time I checked. Upgrades Buddhist conversion, Nehan conversion, which is 25% shorter cooldown. Additionally, provides 25% movement speed. Very nice. And the temple itself can cast the same sutra. Do not have the English White Tower being employed in the field, which is the English version of White Castle to get access to some early burgers, I think. No, I've actually been to White Castle once or twice in my life before. There's simply not something that you see in my area. Mounted Samurai not being employed in the field. Got some knights as well. More Buddhist monks being employed in the field. The gold collection technology does cost food and wood, not gold. Soli's Sutra reduces damage by 50%. Not a bad combat debuff. Does get picked off there. The king's falling back, took a severe amount of damage there. Falling back to the abbey does give him some excellent health regen there. He does have slightly higher movement speed than regular knights. However, combat charges can help reduce distance. Got a sheeple there. Sometimes leaving a sheep behind your scout is very nice. It interrupts movement such as that, keeping that at arm's length. One very long arm's length. You can see there the king's getting affected by a massive health regen aura because it's what, 6 health per second. The single samurai here, Dark Age Samurai, gets impaled really badly. Let's just keep an eye on the monk. Make sure, yeah, we have magenta selected. Yep, you see the plus 25 gold immediately procced. So that does effectively mean each Buddhist monk is 65 gold. You just get 25 gold rebate immediately. So it doesn't take too long to get that gold generation. It's weaker than the Yoshiro counterpart, but you can probably get more of them. So the Buddhist conversion here, which also buffs allied damage by 20%. This also allowed purple. While we didn't see in the buffing there, blue can't really dive on into it because it would take a lot of free damage. The thing as well with Zen providing gold generation, many will probably think like, oh, just treat it like the as a gold generation unit, keep it backline. They still have the combat debuff. They don't provide as much gold as your Shiros, but you can at least bring them forward and provide some excellent debuffs. So getting a good number of them is actually pretty nice. You just start generating gold in combat, so it pays for itself. In other words, don't treat this like the Chinese hackers from Command & Conquer 0 Hour. Treat them as a free unit to debuff your opponent. I wonder if anybody else knows about Command & Conquer Generals 0 Hour, or Generals, or Command & Conquer. Giant Rat Graham just did a bit of a video release about Command and Conquer. If you want to watch a short 4-hour video. Oh, that's a lot of Buddhist temples. He's going heavy in that. I think as well with the Sutra, also providing, and it's also able to do the healing. You may want to go for a smaller, heavier core of units, such as the Mounted Samurai. The Mounted Samurais do have clear counters as Spearmen and Crossbowmen. Let's look at that temple there. We're going to see here the in-combat healing. Frontline healer, frontline support unit, frontline line gold generation unit. So that shouldn't be a term there. Good number of units here. Nowhere near enough to build a next age up. So going for some delicious venison. Has a bit of stone there, so it could be on for a castle relatively soon. No, wait, no. I forgot. Japanese can't build castles in Castle Age. Because that has to be built in Pure Age. What a glorious name. I know the castles are better than keep, but of course they're more expensive, but I can see it be still perfectly fine for them to build them in Age 3, honestly. I don't think it has to be an Age 4 building. Oh, we've got 4 additional Buddhist temples in the field. So we've got Mounted Samurai, Buddhist monks. Buddhist monks do move at the same speed as spearmen and archers. So not bad movement speed. Knights and King push way forward. Pile of research for blue. Some research for magenta. We do now have the Hardened Samurai upgrade. It'll take about, what, 3 minutes? Actually, no, 2 minutes to effectively pay for himself. It'll be still 5 gold deficit, but still perfectly fine. And in the meantime, between combat, I mean, his opponent's not a pop cap, so you don't have to be aggressive with those Buddhist monks. And just let them start generating gold, give them enough time. And you can get up to 5 temples to build them out of. The landmark and 4 other temples. So he can spend his time to start just producing them in mass. Does lose some villagers there. You see the Sutra there being applied. Reducing damage by 50%. Spear and push right forward, getting some damage onto these Mounted Samurai. Starting to fall back now. He has plenty of Buddhist monks to heal them up. I wonder if the Sutra affects both the bonus damage and the base damage, or just want to affect the base damage. If it also affects the bonus damage, that means the bonus damage versus cavalry would be very minimized. Round it down to 20, so it'll be doing about 15 damage per stab, which is not too terribly higher than the base damage. 16 damage, more accurately probably to say. Some damage multipliers affects bonus damage, some of them don't. Oh, and those sutras are still active. Yeah, those sutras last for a bit of time, don't they? They last 6 seconds. That's a pretty good amount of time. That means once they get cast, it just simply will be applied. With enough of these guys, you could actually just probably nerf your opponent's army. I have no idea how this is going to go. Berkshire Palace not being established. I'm always a bit more fan of the Wormguard Palace. Much more fun. But using it to not only provide presence around this environment to protect this gold deposit. These two are going to be untouched for the time frame. Magenta did have an extra gold deposit back here for a safe location. And when it comes to trading posts, he does have a trading post over here and here. This one's going to be his own sphere of influence, so Castle Kuro could be a possibility, but Tengashimi Gunsmith is not bad either. 24 villagers on gold, and he has 1600 income. Does have 4 relics though. That was about the Berkshire Palace now. We do have the enclosure research now on the way. We got the monks pushing forward, probably trying to get some sutra. It looks like these sutras can be applied to the same unit repeatedly. I don't know how quickly, how long the cooldown for this ability. Let's keep an eye on that. If it's like empower, which means very short, it's fine. Probably fine if they get a stack. It's just that hopefully it's some sort of smart logic where it doesn't auto retarget the same one. Druids and Summery here. They haven't upgraded the Mythology research. Giving them plus that's Katana Bannerman. Here you go, Veteran Samurai. Plus 4 for his infantry. The English player's going for some hand cannoneers. Yumi archers could be a possibility, but they're weaker but cheaper variant, so they're actually not that great. Good shot there on the crossbow. Yeah, it looks like Sutra has no cooldown, so he can constantly keep on debuffing his opponent. Not to mention, while debuffing, he can mass heal. There is a good number of these Buddhist monks. I don't think any of those Buddhist monks have gone down. He has 49 of them. Tenkashima Gunsmith not being employed on the field. Hand cannoneer is probably the way to go since they can be healed up by Buddhist monks. Spearmen are definitely going to be the wrong choice. He needs crossbowmen. You know, or Balkrin may be a good idea. It's rarely ever I see this thing being super useful. But against mass Buddhist monk, maybe? Mangonels with splash damage is probably pretty good. They're just classified as religious, so they won't get anti-range or anti-light or melee like from Spring Golds. Maybe Spring Golds wouldn't be half bad. I have no idea what Blue should do against this army. Crossbowmen and Folkspire seem like good. Mass AoE damage seems also good. Playing around the university is definitely probably, or not university, the Berkshire House will probably be pretty good. Playing around the university. Well, you can always play around university technologies, like the elite arm tech is on the way. Both of these knights have sutras on them, just only one has a symbol there. Triple mangonels there. For Balquin, now pulling field, 42 damage times 12. So should be able to focus down hit, go through the mass healing of the Buddhist monks. I don't believe Siege Owners can get sutra'd, but I have no idea. Mangonels hitting Spearmen, which is not great. They need to be targeted with the hand cannoneers and crossbowmen. We're talking to the Balquin. The Balquin has low range armor, good melee armor of 10. I see a whole bunch of pluses and a whole lot of minus sutras. Revolquin straightforward. Blue needs to go for more Revolquin, so I think that is actually the right call. This one is being hit. He is doing a good job dodging. Since it is wheeled, it doesn't have to take time to set up. But does take a volley there. His opponent does go for a Revolquin from Tenkashima Gunsmith. And good look at the sutras on all these hand cannoneers. At 19 damage. I think as well the latent armor of all these units. I don't know why. Have you ever seen this many units, holy units, try to decapture a sacred site at once? He tried to go for religious debate, but of course he got stoned to death. That happens often with religious debates. What siege weapon? Revolquins, Spring Golds, or Mangonels at this point in time? I can see an argument for any of them. Jet player has 4 Mangonels on the field, 2 more on the way. More Samurai on the way. With Mount Samurai, probably Spring Golds would be the best call. Maybe? Yeah, or Revolquins, I have no idea. English player's going for a good number of hand cannoneers. Right now the Samurai have each range armor needs to get 1 more range armor. They'll put up with 9. against all the sutras, putting down. If the hand cannoneers get put down 19 damage, that means we'll do 10 damage per shot against the elite samurai. Maybe older tactics would be useful as well. Villagers getting hit. Bombards push away forward. One revoltman. Currently there's 32, 30. Looks like a good number of the Zen monks, Buddhist monks are going down. That revoltman's getting hit pretty hard. Mangonels are doing a great job of counter-barraging. Does go down there. First got the Berkshire Palace there, garrison quite nicely. I think as well, Magentas are lacking a siege army. I suppose Mangonels are for soft country to keeps. The king has been redeployed in the field. The king is dead. Here is fine way. Good number on not being sutured right now. Sorting gunpowder would be very useful. And Magenta only has these Zen monks remaining. Who has higher to sword value. Takes out the Revoltman there as well. Samurai still be a good call against all the spearmen. His opponent right now is going for Spearman, Hand Cannoneer, and another Revoltman. Spearman damage right now is plus 16 for cavalry, so the sutures does affect it. So right now it's doing 23 damage per stab. Versus cavalry at least. For a samurai, if they get some more melee armor, they'll be hardly doing any damage versus samurai. If you get +2, they'll be 8, and their melee damage of the spearman afterwards, that was like 7, right? So, oh yeah, right now with the sutra, the spearman will do 1 damage versus samurai. That's pretty good. That's why he's not going for any more melee armor. We do now have the older tactics now being researched. Hand cannoneers still causing issues for Magenta. I think a good core of Yumi archers wouldn't be half bad right now. They'll counter both the spearmen and hand cannoneers. Bombards engaging bombards. Hand cannoneers taking some hits there. Yeah, a small core of Yumi archers would be quite nice to stuff to get the DPS going. All these hand cannoneers, barring ones, get sutured. You do now have some 6-side victory available for blue, but that's going to be changed. Gold deposit is still 1,400 left. Each player is running low on food and gold, has plenty of wood for the time frame. Buddhist monks taking some damage there. Revoltman firing away, severely wounded. Now severely dead. Continuous backline shooting away, but someone got splashed on by the Mangonels. A good number of bombards here slowly being picked on off. One of Blue's bombards to get counter-barraged. Spearmen advancing way forward, but they're all very getting sutured. Right now, Magenta has a higher sword value than Blue. Taking a massive bombardment onto the Berkshire Palace. Berkshire Palace now is on fire. You do use wood to repair it up. The English player just consumed all his wood. Going for the adjustable crossbows on his Mangonels. These villagers trying to take out these Mangonels. They get all stoned to death by the Mangonels. More samurai, more Buddhist monks for the Japanese player, with a good core of mangonels and bombards. I wonder how the Tengashima's gunsmith's charge is going up. I think it's been spending them all on the bombards. We go for some more research here. Yeah, nothing he actually needs. Not like I can get herbal medicine. Got now armor-clad elite command arms being researched by the English player. Each player is low on food, has some wood and gold to work with, but nothing too significant. Each player is having trouble remaxing by far, going for more hand cannoneers. I don't think he's gotten sharpening gunpowder. That would be very. Oh no, he does get sharpening gunpowder, so now he gets +5 as melee. Level 4 blacksmith melee for purple. Abbey Kings take some fire. First, the Berkshire Palace gone. For Annihilation Victim, needs to take out the Abbey Kings, which is very easy. This is the capital, and then the White Tower here. So White Tower is the last target. It does have another counselor still back here. Purple right now only has 85 villagers. I guess with all the Zen monks, he has a form of gold generation. Not to mention all 4 relics help out with that. Making good progress to his opponent's base. Villagers pulled out the torches. Trying to still break down some of these siege weapons. There's about 30 villagers here. Expendable mount, but still going to hurt. He is lacking a bit of economy still. Bombards going great. Mangonels looks like aiming the way forward. Takes out some of these siege weapons. His Mangonels could try splashing down multiple siege weapons at once. Takes out another Mangonel there. Looks like Blue will get all the siege weapons, but his front line and back line start to disintegrate. A number of his hand cannoneers have not been sutured. They haven't much of a force there. All of his man arms have been sutured. Bringing them down to 9 damage. Man arms can't get up to 8 armor. They should, in order to help Heat's power to get it. That'll make his suture make it so his samurai only take 1 damage per strike from the man arms, which is nothing. Yeah. I rarely ever see the Buddhist monks, but they're still pretty good. They're good. The gold generation is a bit of diversion of what they're useful. That's just meant to pay for themselves overall, in my opinion. But like I said, they're very good as a frontline healer, damage reduction, pay for themselves. They're just very good. Going to trade some structures for a bit of time. The Abbey Kings is being rebuilt. Japanese players still need a remax house. Has some resources to work with. Just a little wood. The villagers did manage to take out the siege weapons. He's down or at 114 the moment, greater than his opponent. Economic-wise, that's about what? 5,000 income versus like 5,500. Well, economies are similar at the moment. Mangonels get some good hits there on these man-arms. With enough Mangonels, they can counter out melee infantry. They're getting bombarded though. Trying to strike down those Mangonels is probably a good idea. Hits a good number of the Zen monks as well. It's getting pretty messy. Both sides losing a lot of siege weapons. Magenta Purple has plenty of resources in reserve. Blue has some resources in reserve. Mangonels being picked off by the bombards. Man-arms still going strong. Japanese players out of samurai overall, looks like. Has some samurai on the flank. But they're receiving 1 damage per strike, so the Buddhist monk can easily heal that up. 18 more Buddhist monks, 9 more samurai on the battlefield, more Mangonels. Blue's going for more man-at-arms and hand cannoneers. now purple has an army value of 11,000 versus 6,900. And purple has actually quite a bit of stone. Go for a pair of shogunate castles. Or just order castles. Berkshire Palace has been fully repaired and now be fully burned down again. Blue's not remaxed out just yet. Looking for more man arms and hand cannoneers. And some bombards. English players should definitely be eyeing for more splash damage. Hand cannoneer is not a bad option since they have good damage. He's now got some horsemen on the build queue. There are veteran horsemen, elite horsemen on the way. With Sutra, they won't be able to do any damage to the samurai, so I don't know if that's a strong enough option. Japanese player says 2,000 food, 2,000 gold, and some wood. English player has fluctuating around between 1,000 food, around 1,000 gold, with not much wood. Losing some infrastructure. Yep, right now the horsemen are at 15 damage. If you were to cut their damage in half, they will only do 1 damage versus samurai. Big round of villagers here. We've got 44, so that's a third of his villagers approximately. Some samurai advance way forward. The suture's not being applied, so the samurais are taking full damage. The villagers going to be taking some splash damage from some of these mangonels. Mangonels now hitting some hand cannoneers. Purple's army is surrounded. And current glowing both from torches, from healing. And his opponent's also glowing due to sutras. It looks like purple will win out. Those villagers have been called. Purple still has some siege weapons to work with. Blue still has some siege weapons firing away. Hand cannoneers in the back line are not being sutured. He has 31 Buddhist monks remaining. All of Purple's siege weapons have gone down. Fresh Mangonel advancing. 2 more hang bombards in the field as well. That's probably from Tengashima Gunsmith, if I has to guess. Samurai now engaging these bombards. One banner man still remains, this guy here. This player is now research biology. I don't think that will be useful for the horseman. I think he's just trying to go cheap out because he's actually out of gold. That's why he went for horseman. And the English player has now resigned. This Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. If you're going to lose the game, might as well sack your villagers and try to do something. You either can lose your villagers, you lose the game with your villagers being alive, or lose the game while your villagers being dead. Sometimes a charge like that does work. If not, you already lost anyways. Let's see now. Cliffside 1122. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on the left side as the pink French, we got Elise, I think. On the right side as the purple Bruce, we got a foreign name. Both names I'm butchering very well enough. When it comes to map generation, looks like purple and pink's wood deposits spawn behind them, so no natural coverage other than these cliff faces. When it comes to other map generation, gold here next to stone deposits, so I guess town center maybe will fit right in between there. We've got both Pumbaa and deer over here next to each other. Well, this deer deposit a little bit off the side. Purple Roos, of course, has hunting cabins. Can start putting hunting cabins next to all these tree deposits, so it gains a gold generation. That seems like a good spot for a high trade house. Let's see. Gold deposit off to the side. Feel like it spawned a little bit farther away than normal, but it seems the same on this side of the map. 2 stone deposits spawn behind. A nice bit of gold right here, easy accessible for pink as well. Purple, that seems a little bit forward. I think purple got the worst map generation because it feels like more is on pink side down here. You have the Golden Gate now being established versus the School of Cavalry. We're probably going to see professional scouts in the Roost player. There's a lot of things the Roost player could see. Maybe we'll see the Abbey of Trinity. You get some very nice warrior monks. There's a lot of gold in the map to utilize for warrior monks as well, but probably won't see that. With Abbey of Trinity, it does reduce the cost of all warrior monks by 50%, which is quite significant, so they get horseman cost of 20 food, 100 gold. So still very gold intensive, but far more accessible to say the least. Villagers, 200 wood there. So it looks like this guy wooden fortress there. Looks like he bought some wood there. Okay, this is interesting. He bought wood. Gonna be eyeing to go for maybe Pumbaa. Oh, both for Pumbaa and for deer. He does aggravate Pumbaa there. Gets inside the wooden fortress, I'm guessing. Nope, gonna be stabbing Pumbaa. A couple of these villagers need to start. Looks like Pumbaa splitting his damage. The boar has been gored. Needs, of course, still a hunting cabin. Just a big pile of wood came on in. Maybe with another charge. Oh, one more charge there. Either way. Pumbaa has been obtained. It will, of course, get some extra spirit gold from it. Another hunting cabin here. 17 and 17. One thing I would really wish when it comes to the trade bounties, and you are capped to 300 trees in Sphere of Influence. I really wish they had a counter here of how many trees are in your Sphere of Influence. I think that'd be a massive quality of life buff for the route, so you get an idea of how many trees to help incentivize players to go for the hunting cabins around trees. Got a Royal Knight here, an early Royal Knight. His opponent can go for some early Knights in return. Wooden Fortress trying to be established here. Does get the 1-2 slice there. Picks off that one villager. Very nice. That's just a scout. Wooden Fortress here for wood drop off. Scout here. The knight is here. We do have now both the arrow slit and the arrow upgrade. I think the arrow upgrade is actually the best upgrade of all these upgrades, barring the vision one. That's situational. Believe it or not, this here increase all damage of arrows fired by 2. Let's assume the base damage of arrows inside of here is 8. The spring gold placement is 40, but also a bit more expensive. With 8 villagers inside of it, gives you quite a bit of damage with a higher attack speed. I think it actually becomes more cost effective than the spring gold placement. Though with now the arrow slit here, of course, get +1 range. And able to punch through armor a little bit better with the +2 damage. Knights will not be able to raid this very easily with those 2 upgrades. A spring gold fires about every 4 seconds, right? And the arrows are 1 every 1.5? I can't remember exactly. You can mathematically distill it down. I think last time I did, the +2 damage here, assuming there's 8 villagers nearby, is more not only provides more DPS, but more cost effectiveness than the spring golden placement. But you can always just simply go for both. Got a couple Royal Knights push the way forward. Third on the way, Archer on the field, but his opponent does have a couple early Knights and a couple Spearmen. Spearman here, being pursued by the exotic doggo. He wants a stick, throw him the stick. Knight does find the scout there. We do have professional scouts researched by the French. As he had a deer right there, I'm assuming that was a deer from over here. Does pick up another deer there. Hardened Spearman could intercept, as well as a knight. Took a bit of damage there. Does not get a spear brace there. Scout falls back for 8 health. One hit from the knight and he's done for. Decides to fall back, probably a good idea. Scout falling back. This knight here could try taking out those archers. This is going to take out those archers. Knight try and pursue. Does get a good shot there. Now the bonus damage will come through. Spearman could rotate around, try to help save the knight. Might as well. I would say sack the spearman. Saving the knight, even if it's at 1/3 health, would be better than losing a spearman. English player, or the French player, has 5 knights in the field, 6 scouts, 4 professional scouts, 4 archers. One has right now 5 spearmen, 6 on the way, and 4 early knights. Of course, the Royal Knights are just straight up better than regular knights, with a little bit of damage after charging. The nice thing about the early knights, however, is going from early knight to regular knight, going from a feet away to castle, which is half the cost for the Royal Knight to go to veteran Royal Knight. Because the early upgrades are discounted. Do now have a pile of walls there. Those can get inside this outpost. There's a good number of knights here, though. What? I thought the wounded was going to get impaled. You can see this knight's taking a large amount of damage. Heavy 1.88. Takes out a Royal Knight there, no problem. Scout is down, not big surprise. Oh, we got early battering rams not being deployed in the field. Siege engineers have been researched by the French. Is that cancelled? Just not being built. Now being built. This player has a good number of spearmen on the field, more knights as well. Has 500 trade bounties, so now at tier 2. Which is 400, not 500. I still have the old trade bounty system locked in my head, where it's like 100, 250, 500 was the old trade bounty system. Battering ram now deployed in the field. Knights push way forward. Look at the scouts here. That's a lot of torches. Those are pretty wounded. They do get inside the wooden fortress. The spearmen can go to the knights, and the knights can probably head to the archers. Turning around, trying to deal with those Royal Knights. Though some of these spearmen being picked off by the French archers. Got these forces push way forward. They'll just do inside the outpost, or the wooden fortress there. We'll take a bit of damage, but of course has some health to work with. There's a lot of units nearby. Knights charge way forward, get some hits on those battering rams. Wooden fortress still firing away. Spearman connecting with some scouts. Does hit the battering ram there, giving some extra breathing room. The wooden fortress providing excellent fire support, thanks to +2 damage per arrow. It may be a good idea for these villagers to abandon this region because the high contestation his opponent's been throwing in this region. Send them back a little bit later, but looks like he's going to return collecting, I'm guessing that's Bambi, or is that Pumbaa? I think it's on to Bambi now. Could still be Pumbaa. Yep, it's on to Bambi. A number of these knights heading down south towards here. High trade house being established. Where? Right there. Pretty nice coverage. It might be better right there. It's really hard for me to tell as caster vision. Though when you place it down yourself, you do get estimated gold collection. Villagers taking some damage there from these royal knights. Pink so far picked off 3. Purple's picked off 0. Then again, he is not on the line. Still's picked off 0. French player has about 7 villager advantage. Also, the French do build villagers quicker. +1 range damage on the way for the Roost player, which is helpful for the outpost as well. Or Wooden Fortress, I should say. He's also at 800 trade bounty right now. Very nice. He's rapidly eating through all the venison. Of course, the high trade house will provide him some venison. But he may need an eye to start building farms out. We do have a monster going on up, trying to collect some relics. We actually have good relic generation for a purple here. One here, one here. That's pretty good. This one's easy for either player to grab down south. This one's definitely favorite pink, but purple can still claim it. Last one's up here as well. It's more likely to be pinks, but purple can still claim it. Well, these two being so close by within Sphere of Influence is really good for purple. So purple could grab all 5 relics. It's quite feasible for him. Guild hall is now being established over here. And some of this gold now. This gold has hardly been touched. It's mostly been relying on the trade bounties, or just bounties collected up by the hide bounties. Knights have breached through over here. These knights, one does get picked off. Now the veteran Sumerian research on the way. Good number of these knights could use some warrior monks to heal them up. Of course, he cannot get chivalry. He can always get warrior's fortitude to get them more healthiness. So in this age, the Roost Knights can be superior thanks to Warrior's Fortitude, but it's only slight when it comes to a fight between these two, since these guys do right now 26 damage per strike, and plus 25 health may just allow them to take one more hit. Knights being pursued. We do have 0 charge on the Golden Gate at the moment. We have a spearman and crossbow now on the field. We do have good archers there to counter both of those units. We also go for some arbaletiers as well, which is with Gamberson, they become a bit of a counter to spearmen. Looks like only one more deer remains alive. A little bit off the beaten path. Maybe a good idea to go for a hunting cabin there, but won't be. But hunting cabin's a little bit more expensive. Monk there goes the wrong direction. So he may save the monk. He does save the monk there. And we've got the spearmen pushing forward with their horribly redone spears. Now they're a form of axe and they stab with axes. And here I thought the militiamen were bad with their glaives. We do now the veteran horseman research on the way for the roost player. Right now, maybe even horse archers could be quite nice for him. Oh, looks like Purple's trying to go for Pumbaa here. He will get the wooden fortress built, but he's probably not going to be able to claim it. No upgrades here. I don't think... Yeah, I think those villages are going down. With no real escorts, these villages were more or less thrown away, honestly. There's no vision, no escort into his opponent's side of the map, which, with our cast vision, we know about this. Purple may or may not be aware of that. It looks like Purple may not be able to know about that. I really don't know how Fog of War really changes when it comes to turning it on and off. Because it didn't show any of these other structures while at, and he definitely had vision of them. Hard to say if he did or did not know about it. More of these fortified palisade walls now going on up. Right now, Purple's at 52 villagers versus 71. We're getting pretty far behind. Golden Gate will soon have 2 charges. Guild Hall will soon have 500, 600 delicious foods inside of it. Pink's also going for a handful of farms. Try to pick up that singular villager. Oh, the Roost player does have at least max out trade bounties. Plus music gathering rate, which is nice. Let's see, 500 gold per minute with only 2 villagers on gold. So roughly around 500 free gold per minute, which is pretty nice at the moment. Purple did manage to claim 4 relics. Pink only claimed the 1. Warriors 42 now on the way. More crossbowmen, more speed on the build queue with more horsemen. Warriors 42 is a very nice upgrade for his horsemen, making them far more durable. Outpost firing away. So I guess I can catch up by the warrior monk there. Monk trying to capture that one. The last sacred site, oh, it's just right there. So those like all of them are top center part of the map. So those like all the sacred sites spawn in very close proximity to Pink. So Pink could go for an easier sacred site victory. Probably pull out the red palace to help protect this. We're likely not going to see the College of Artillery. There's the red palace. College of Artillery is such a rare landmark. I think I've ever see it. I've only ever cast like 3 times before. Once with the current patch, actually. Pink's now trying to mass build this landmark. Nearly fully surrounded by villagers. Has 57 villagers. That's almost all of his villagers now trying to build the red palace. And he's getting inside of it immediately and start nuking everything. It's definitely going to be overkilling since everybody entered at the same time. The red palace does not keep control of this central sacred site. Let's see, Pink's at 72 villagers, Purple's at 64, so Pink still has advantage. Similar villager kill counts. Of course, Purple's village would be 15% more effective versus on food collection, plus he has a passive gold. Pink needs to start building structures around the red palace in order to get access to the enlistment reduction, keep influence, that's what it's called. Another keep being established over here, can get some more production around it, also trying to obtain the golden stone. More palisade walls being established. Up here, we do have a handful of knights. Scout. Already set this gate ablaze. Let's see. 6-row knights, 10 horsemen. It's actually hard to say who actually would win that fight. Chivalry, of course, giving some more health regen to the knights. Purple's taking a bit of damage. Maybe he's going to try to torch through this and then keep on going forward. Scout needs to get out of formation. Scout does slow down the formation. And down south, more knights here. Got 2 armortiers, a handful of archers, handful of knights. Army value of 5,000 versus 8,000. Good food stockpile, good gold stockpile. Eyeing to age up, looks like relatively soon. High Armory offers good value. With Spitskaya Armory, or Spitskaya Tower, could be quite nice up locking down the central sacred site. We do have the High Armory now being established. Right here. Of course, reduce the cost of nearby siege by 20%. Also gets unique siege technologies. Outpost or wooden fortress and mining camp there. Crossman get a good volley there. Wooden wall, wooden fortified palisade wall does get set ablaze. Handful of knights here. Village cut gold. Queued up this mining camp there. More infrastructure being built around the Red Palace to get access to the keep influence. Go for enlistment incentives to get more further cost reduction. Keep up here to help keep control of the sacred site there. This one's currently neutral, despicably neutral. Elite crossbowman, elite horseman. Sort of surprised we're going to see the elite crossbowman. I suppose the mount he has on the field is going to be warranted. Generally, Roots just go for Schultzy, but if there's enough cross on the field, might as well go the elite upgrade, just make them better. More of these villagers heading down south. Looks like to the gold deposit. Or maybe further south to this gold deposit. Sacred site being obtained. Any upgrades in high armory just yet? Doesn't look like it. Get +1 range on spring golds. Rams get a bit of health regen, increase their damage. And of course, set up and tear down from Mangonels, trebuchets, and bombards is instant. Well, then again, bombards. Oh yeah, bombards have it. Culverin Stone. Increase the damage bombards by 20% and damage versus infantry, but that shows a culverin there. Big two. Roots have culverins or bombards? I forget. I have bombards. Is that upgrade clearly shows a culverin? Do you have an outpost here? Would be a good idea to go for Castle Watch. French place now going for some hand cannoneers. French knights now trying to touch down through the fortified palisade wall. Got some Schultzy now being put on the field. Thought I heard a trebuchet somewhere. Yep, trebuchet firing away against the gate. Villager, one villager picking it on up. The walls will go down. Villagers not getting picked on off. At least one. Pink does turn around. Got the spearman. Does not manage to connect. One got a stab there. Last stone has been obtained there. That one looks damaged, but looks like it is actually a full health. This one is the damaged one. Personal Troy forward, the skull deposit is ruining the pathing by a severe amount. Another mid trebuchet is not exactly helping either. Taking out some of this forward infrastructure, but I think that was just a house. The French player is actually not a pop cap, 160 and has 169. Blue has, or purple has a full population cap now deployed in the field. The red palace is now under fire. He cannot advance towards the red palace as long as that's standing. He needs to take it out from far because I think it will rip apart everything, including battering rams, since it has over 60 damage. We do now have royal biology or royal bloodlines not being researched. Down south, knights push forward once again. Schultze firing away. Slowly pushing forward, no incendiary arrows, blah. Crossbowman and Schultze does force back these royal knights. But it looks like they advanced a little bit too far forward. Got big conflict here. Schultze in good numbers with some crossbowman reserve. No incendiary arrows, just one for the upgrades, just getting them buffed up since he has such a good number of them. Has a massive wave of Schultze in the build queue. Currently 24s on the field. Number of the Schultze is starting to get the in place, increase the attack speed by 30%. She does also have the bit of Saint's Blessing activated. Royal Knights does flank. Crossbowman Schultze is starting to slowly pick on off. More crossbowmen. These forces got tied up on the infrastructure. Continues falling back, and looks like Pink does resign. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before I get started next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. My apologies, I am back. And let's see. Didn't kind of find too many replays. So we'll head on to this one. A little bit of older replay, but should be fine enough within the last 2 weeks, or in the last week. Blank Woods 19 or 11:19. 42 minutes. Yep, this one here. Yep. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Wait, I think I've done this one. Nope, no, it was a different map I'm thinking of. My apologies. Small on top left side as the Green Macedonians, we have L, Louis, MT. Small on bottom right side as the Orange English, we got Yip. When it comes to the map generation, this map has gold and stone in the center, 2 large gold, 2 large stone off the sides. And not to mention off the smaller sides, we've got quite a bit of resources. But even more off the sides, we've got quite a bit of shrubbery there for hiding. Hence the term, I think the name of this map is called Flank Woods. Meant for flanking. There also is a trade post in the center of the map. Of course, it's Macedonian, it's not Byzantine, so no mercenaries to claim. When it comes to the age of Macedonians, of course, have access to Grand Winery to get silver, or Imperial Hippodrome to get a handful of champions, which are particularly good. And over here, you got the Abbey Kings now being selected for the English player. We got the Grand Winery going on up for the Macedonians, which of course acts as a mill and monastery. Villagers gather food 30% faster when affected by its aura, so basically like the farming aura of the English is a good counterpart. Relics get inside, garrison generates silver rather than instead of gold. We'll also be putting next to the berries there, and along with the sheep here as well. Looks like we found a good number of sheep. Get some good food generation for the meantime before building out any farms. Definitely need to start eyeing the Varangian war camp relatively soon to get some replacement units. It is pretty cheap at 50 wood, so it's meant to be a free building effectively. Small deer deposit way over here. It's sort of strange. There's no other corner one, just one off the edge here as well. Oh, this player had a small deer deposit spawn to where he spawned. Actually, same to the other side. Small deer deposit here. Ah, there's the other part. Oh well. There's small deer deposits. We may see professional scouts being researched by one of these players. Let's wait and see. Varangian Arsenal now being pulled in the field, which can be upgraded to an outpost. Oh, a good idea. The mining camps become high priority target to take out since they do provide a constant silver generation. This part does go for a secondary town center. So, going for a bit of eco play. You have the king still being employed in the field. You can also potentially ignore the armor of his unique archer, or arsenal, not the war camp. Sometimes I get those mixed up. Stronghold, that's what I'm looking for. Moving around. Scout is here. Gold vein still being obtained. You now have the professional scouts or survival techniques now being researched by Orange. One villager does go down to the king. King took a bit of damage. Yeah, a lot of damage. The king is dead. Oh, we got a fast castle for the Macedonians. First system to first hill. Let's see, what does this one provide again? Instead of providing individual units health regen, if used, can use charges to boost work rate of military and research buildings. If used in mining camp, provides or mining camp, lumber camp, or farm, you earn 160 of that said resource over 6 seconds. Very nice. So this could potentially give you 160 resources per minute? I don't remember how fast the charges get generated though. Guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it was like every 60 seconds? Could have been longer though, I just can't remember. Looks like every 90 seconds, so not a... Nope, does deploy out on top of the wood, on top of the gold. The last one, on top of stable. Going for some of his unique Radaris. So 160 divided by 2 times that by... no. Divided by 3 times it by 2 is effectively how much gold to get from a mining camp. So 160 divided by 3, what is that? That does not even divisible, is it? 4, 5, which leaves 10, which is 3, so about 13.3 repeating times that by 2, so that'd be 26.6 repeating gold per minute. No, that math is completely off. It was 50. My offhand math is horrible right now. 53 times 2, so it'd be approximately 106 times 0.6 repeating gold per minute it can provide. Not terrible. Nice to have. It's a bit more situational. Of course, that's been manually being activated. Green Smoke trying to claim some relics. Each player has enough gold to age on up. You can do now have a Rodari deploy on the field. Your Rodari with upgrades, as you can see here, got the +3 damage upgrade. Effectively becomes a age 4 heavy cavalry without a charge attack. Well, it has age 4 damage because as no. Knights go 19, 24, 29 damage. Basically, put the Rodari are basically a melee cavalry, no charge cavalry. They have higher DPS in exchange for no charge ability. They still have access to the Runestone ability, which is very nice and situational. We got a good number of Rodari here. Monk trying to pick up that relic now. But maybe escorting that one back. Saw a relic here as well. He's going to try to obtain. Put inside the Grand Wonder, get some good silver income. Does save the prelate there. Throws the axes there. I forgot they have the throw axe ability, which allows them to do 15 melee damage at range. Looks like prelate does drop the relic. That's a large number of angry men of pointy sticks there. Got their unique archer here, which is in fact the same as regular archers. Weighted a little bit more in. No, this costs like 10 more, but does have the ability to ignore 2 armor, but become 50% slower, so a bit more effective versus heavy units. Everything else here seems the same from regular archers. Spearmen being picked up by the Rodari. Since Rodari are a bit more focused on melee, they don't get spear brace all too often. Plus they can just throw axes to help deal with the spearmen. Monk now picking up this relic, trying to get it here. This relic can still be obtained, and not mention those 2 relics. Green maybe I'll obtain all the relics. So far, orange is not even aged on up. Has enough reason to age on up. Goes for the white tower here. We do now have the veteran archer research. Castle Age now complete. We can also go for some knights here. Probably a good idea to help deal with our Rodari immediately. Right now, the each player does have 60 villagers versus 41. Another product going down to the king. Now the king has aged up, gets some boosted stats. Another monster going up for placing the relics. Because right now he has 3 relics, which only can fit in the Grand Winery. 4th and 5th relic has to be deposited into a monastery, which maybe shouldn't put it in the front line. Oh well. Pumbaa now being seized. Goes for an outpost while at it. No unique monster research. Oh, looks like he has not researched the +3 damage on his Radari. When you get this, then his base damage with Radari gets put up to 29, making the same melee damage of Age 4 Knights and Lancers. Of course, I don't have the same health, but still. Radari become an excellent brawler cavalry. Exotic Doggos gets put down. Good amount of silver so being generated, 128 per minute. After the gold mine gets cleaned up, he may want to encase that mining camp in walls to keep it safe. So it does go down there. King here taking a bit of damage. More of the cistern being summoned. He did use, you can see there, he used armor piercing ability. Radar gains some good damage there on the king. His forces are starting to fall on back. I sort of wonder, how does this armor-piercing effect interact with the percentage armor of siege weapons? I assume it just doesn't interact with it whatsoever, but I have no idea, honestly. It reduces by 2%. Woo! It wouldn't surprise me if it does. Wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't. +1 range damage not being researched by the English player. We also got level 3 cavalry armor and health by the Macedonian. Number of knights here. They of course ignore half of its armor, or a little less than half armor, 40% of its armor. Radar pulls out the axes, does take out the scout there. That villager gets impaled. Radar do actually move faster than normal heavy cavalry. They move at similar speed as the Sofas and the warrior scout. Not as fast as horsemen though. But they become a decent brawler cavalry, like I said. They have not researched the advanced for their +3 damage there. You need 1,000 silvers for that. Ruinous Blinding. A Varangian arsenal can now craft more lethal arrows, causing their archers to have their damage reduced by 20% for 5 seconds. Causing hits by the unique archer reduced damage by 20%. Very nice. I wonder if that means in general or part of the unwavering focus. Probably just in general. Makes a nice little fire support unit there. Did cost a bit of silver though. The king is getting impaled. The king is dead. The English player is not close to aging up, going for a veteran spearman. Macedonians don't really need to age up anytime soon until they get enough silver for the additional upgrades. The only thing they can get from aging up is the elite research, which is nice and all, but not really critical. Wants enough silver, has enough silver for the +3 damage on the Rodari. With this amount of Rodari, he should be eyeing that, is going for that now. I was going to say eye for that very quickly. Well, it looks like since there are 26 damage right now, since this one has no melee armor, needs level 2 melee armor, and him not to get the +3 damage, and so right now he will 2-shot villagers. Textiles put 3 shots of villagers. Exaltman is getting +3 melee armor, and hope he does not get this research. So these units, with their higher movement speed, they should be actually decent for raiding villagers. And right now, they're almost elite knights with their stats. For that +3 damage, they basically are. And not to mention the additional health they get from their armor upgrades is very nice for them as well. Oh, we got a Magnon placement here. Since his opponent can't get additional range damage upgrades, these Magnon placements can be particularly effective since they give them +3 damage rather than just +1. Villager's getting ripped apart there. Gets a fortified outpost at least. Yep, right now it's at +2 damage, +2 times 3. Knights heading back down south. Got the White Tower here. Good number of farms. Remember, this is English. The number of villagers here. But in that single raiding cavalry, Rodari cavalry will probably be forced some back. Good number of Rodari there. We do have now range defense, armor of rangers by 1, health by 5%. And of course, other economic upgrades. Looks like this guy's on patrol move. Bit of walls going down. Minor constellation prize. Another Magnon placement somewhere. That is a good number. Unique archer. He still has access to crossbowman if you ever get the structure for it. But these guys can be intermediary with their bonus stand or armor pierce capability. Also, you can play down this. They get +1 range. Melee damage increased by 1. Or no, that's range of weapons by 1 tile. So yeah, and +1 range, not range damage. We'll help them out. We got the Palpatine school now being pulled in the field. He shall become the Senate. For the Macedonians, does provide allow you to build cataphracts for silver, which both the final landmarks for the Macedonians allows you to spend silver on unique units, which quite frankly they need a lot of silver still for other upgrades. So going for cataphracts for them may not be super important right now. Another reason why Macedonia is a bit more of an Age 3 civilization than an Age 4 civilization. Does plow a rune stone there. See a bit of damage debuff there. Got a good number of longbowmen. Got the Elite Rodari upgrade on the way. Orange getting a little split up. His longbowman pretty far away. Archer still set a separate way. We've got another runestone. So we're just going to stand and fight here. This could be the end of the game. You're now the elite archer research on the way. More cistern charges. Currently, he has 0 charges. He's been doing a good job of consuming them. Oh, it does pull on the farm, which... I didn't realize you actually deploy it directly on farms, so they had to deploy it on mills. Either way, Berkshire Palace not being deployed in the field. The king is dead. I'll use the unwavering focus right now, just get a little bit of armor penetration, which will help out even versus the passive armor. Oh, got trampled there. Got a cataphract now applauded in the field as well. Which now has 32 damage. While the Rodari have 34 base damage as well. Quite frankly, the cataphracts only offer more health, and I think, yeah, just more health, and of course the trample ability. Because Rodari, I don't think it's a good idea to go for cataphracts at the moment. He has gone for 9 of them at the moment. Got the Berkshire Palace being established here. Trying to flank around. Those Berkshire Palace will be complete. Trebuchet sitting on up. I think the Trebuchet is simply going down. Not a lot of surface area for the Rodari to actually engage. Does hit some of these outlying units now. Berkshire Palace, of course, deployed in the field. Does get the market and something. Rodari and Cataphracts rotating around. A couple of these archers still firing away. Longbow now under fire. Looks like another runestone established here as well. And now the Berkshire Palace is going to be torched on down. Right now these guys have 21 torch damage. You get, let's see. The Berkshire Palace does have 6 fire armor. Attack speed of the throwing axe is faster than the torch. You actually have higher DPS if they switch to the throwing axes rather than throwing torches. So the Berkshire Palace has 6 fire armor, reduces damage of these torches from 21 down to 15. Throwing axes have 18, not to mention higher attack speed. So yeah, throwing axes are higher DPS. And Kangaroo's now being pulled up by the English player. I mentioned throwing axes can help you range the village if they pop out one side. Berkshire Palace still set ablaze. Berkshire Palace has been set ablaze. Villagers slowly going down. The English player still has 109 villagers. Berkshire Palace Blue looks like to be going on down. More spearmen being brought on in as well as hand cannoneers. Not too many villagers remain. 3 villagers remain. More villagers being brought on forward. Berkshire Palace has 400 health remaining. Say more villagers here. Spearmen advancing. The Berkshire Palace may actually be saved. Another round of cataphracts. More Rodari being summoned. I think those were summoned from the war camp. Berkshire Palace is now 1,000 health. We've had now the cataphracts trample on top of the hand cannoneers. 16 villagers inside of the Berkshire Palace. The Green's now falling back in Berkshire Palace. Berkshire Palace has been saved. Its radius is pretty far. We'll hit a large number of lumber camps that are lumbering around. The Palpatine School, yeah, save the silver for the arsenal upgrades, I'll say. We now have the siege weapon health by 5%. We have the elite horseman research on the way, and as well as enclosures. Yep, against anything with fire armor, the throwing axes will be better. We do not have the cross-cut saws now being researched. Relics inside of here. Green does have every single relic. These 2 relics have been set free. So I got some archers being researched. Got also the armor clad being researched as well. One thing I do also make an assumption is I'm assuming that pulling out the throwing axis does allow you to target buildings. If that's simply not the case, then of course pulling out the throwing axis does nothing. Though it could allow you to hit those villagers from a nice safe range of 4 tiles. Outpost under fire. More cisterns now being summoned. We got a good number of units here. We're already now pursuing these horsemen. Those are trying to build an outpost to collect up Pumbaa, who has only 200 food left. Don't need an outpost for that much food left. The armor attack is now on the way for the English player. He has right now 56 spearmans. Could probably go for more melee armor, or melee damage. Level 4 cavalry armor being researched. Giving him +4/+4 armor in total. More archers being summoned. One of the relics being picked on up. He could try a Wolol. I think he should advance to try to go for Wolol. There's not many ranged units there. There's one hand cannoneer. Up north, we do have just a horseman being picked on off. Maginot place here. Got a pair of trebuchets as well. Villagers repairing up the trebuchet. I thought they were going to shank the horseman. As well, got to keep this mining camp alive. This mining camp does provide a decent amount of silver. 152 silver per minute. Radari now advancing. Trebuchets engaging the red or the Berkshire Palace. Archers pursuing these spearmen. Very nice. Radari getting some good hits there. Some of these Radari hitting some of these hand cannoneers while at it, as well as those trebuchets. Spearmen should just be at this point, or archers need to be general A move after those spearmen. Got some villagers here. Casting some of these guys over those villagers would be a good idea. Horsemen being pursued by some Radari now. So the Berkshire Palace will be going on down. Ooh, that's a pile of silver there. He's at 3,000. He must got the upgrade to give him +20 silver per nearby Varangian unit upon killing off a landmark. There's more reasons why for him to actually go for it. He probably got it researched when he got this nearby. Oh! Wait, did the villagers partially build it and then then destroy the partial build, get another round of silver? That's a probably an unintended interaction. Him finishing off the partial scaffolding gave him another pile of silver. That's probably a bug. Green probably did not mean to be that an exploit. But still, that's definitely probably a bug. So the extra tab has been removed now. He has all the cavalry armor, looks like, researched. Or he just had one just finalized now. Last one does cost 4,000. All his cavalry has +5/+5, which means they have just as much armor as Berkshire, not Berkshire, Menmore Palace, Holy Room Empire Knights. So this green force is very well kitted out. These archers are just slightly above, not actually great at the moment. They do have a little bit extra health going. They do have +3 damage. No incendiary arrows because you don't have university tech. Archers is adequate right now. His cavalry are very well statted. No melee damage for them just yet. Maybe go for a little bit of the other upgrades that are cheap. Like, yeah, this one here, +1 damage for 165 silver as opposed to 4,000 silver. And Kenyas and Spearmen in good numbers. Archers will be good counter both of them. Pushing out through this infrastructure. Got a cannon placed inside the White Tower. Got another pile of silver there. And with that, he was able to get 4,000 silver for the next one. So it's kind of going to be extra tanky right now. Each one does apply plus 5%, so 6 times 5 is 30%. Royal Bloodlines person has plus 35%, but the extra 3 armor is quite significant. I mentioned the Rodari have higher base melee damage now, 34 as opposed to 29. Yep, Rodari can be very well statted compared to Royal Knights. Their attack speed is also faster as well. They are usually Knights attack speed is 150 or 1.5, not 150. So this is Keshik attack speed while at it. These Rodari are very, very well statted. 150 health, 3 armor, so these guys will do 30 damage per strike. So they will take out Spear in 5 hits, so he doesn't even need plus 1 damage to break through to take out those spearmen any faster. So yeah, they don't need any additional damage against them. With the amount of horsemen nearby, you can always go with the armor-piercing arrows in order to ignore some of the armor. Not to mention all the armor his opponent's research can be ignored as well for the spearmen. Green does have both Sacred Sites now. 9 minutes 20 seconds, so not going to be researched too quickly. We have some more cataphracts in the build queue. Good number of Rodari, good number of the archers. Horsemen moving around, got a good number of hand cannoneers. He does not have Serpentine gunpowder at the moment. That could help him with mobility when dealing with all the cavalry. Set us up a little bit better. Archers firing away. Rodari and horsemen push way forward, but these archers are still being picked on off. Abbey King's course can provide some health regen to these units outside of combat. Green's trying to fall back there. And Cannoneers in a good position, just firing away, now getting fixed down by some archers. Horsemen being pursued by horsemen. Right now they're just veteran horsemen, elite horsemen now on the way. They have 202 health thanks to all of his upgrades, as well as 6 melee armor. So these horsemen are particularly tanky, aren't they? 9 range armor, so even crossmen will have trouble piercing their hide. They will. Archers, even with incendiary arrows, won't be able to do much damage versus them. Horsemen still being pursued by the horsemen. Got +2 range damage now being researched, or range armor for his, well, range units. Giving them actually a little bit more tanky is probably a good idea. Looks like Orange getting a little bit desperate, collecting up wood, even collecting up the trees. There's still this tree deposit here, so I'm not sure what he's exactly eyeing. Orange horseman being picked on off. Orange. There's some villagers here. Horseman intercepting. A Varangian arsenal here. This mining camp should be a high priority target. We're now finding nearly 400 silver per minute. Taking that out would be very nice. As the king has went down once again. Orange push me forward, or Green's push me forward here. And can do some defense. Looks like there's conflict everywhere. Both Orange has a good number of villagers. Green has a larger force in the field. Not to mention much higher quality. 10,000 value versus 6,000. White tower firing away. The white tower is of course fully upgraded. Green's now starting to fall back out of this region. So we feel some going down. So we got triple relic inside of here, providing nice even 240 silver per minute. So we're gonna clean up those units there. The second site is still being neutralized, but it won't be for longer. Does look at this mining camp there. A couple more siege workshops being established here, including a lumber camp. Got a Maginot placement here, probably just trying to camp the Berkshire Palace from these stray villagers. Of course, right now with +4 range damage, the Maginot placements have +4 damage times 3, which is very nice one for them. We got 11 damage times 3. Looks like more range armor. We got siege weapon health as well as lightweight beams. So Green's going to try to finish off with some siege weapons. We got Creo siphons. One probably being built on the field, the other two are being queued on up. You always go for more building health while at it. I mean, the first level upgrade is at least a little bit cheaper to help keep these outposts alive. Radarian and Horsemen with some cataphracts push on in. All these guys are pretty softened up by that Maginot placement. Go for some villagers here. Gazello's handing to Candiers very quickly. A couple siege workshops there, a couple Creo ciphers now deployed in the field. Siphons starting to push the way forward. Got some of these units push forward and find some farmers. Looks like around here. We can start pushing forward with these. Also got some long bone. Right now they're doing 12 damage. Will do nothing versus the Rodari, who are at 11 range armor. Over here, it looks like Rodari engaging these horsemen. Horsemen right now have 16 damage, which they are going to do 5 damage per strike against the Rodari. That's not good. Horsemen are just English horsemen just now no longer useful other than raiding tools, harassing tools. Creo siphons melting down some of the structures. Got some horsemen here. I think the Macedonian players are going to be running loose. He has 3 more sets of cataphract queued on up. Has been some more of a silver on something. Looks like going for more melee damage in his cavalry. Creo siphons in very good numbers. And letting a lot of this infrastructure. These players actually getting below maximum population cap, and there's more houses there for Green to home rep. I mentioned for Annihilation Victory, got the Abbey Kings, the Capital, and the White Tower all here, so they're all within range. More Creo siphons queued on up by a large number. Some of these units be accumulated by the Creo siphons that have actually been useful. There have also been useful, because I remember when it first released, it was very good, and it got quite a bit nerfed to just a bit more of a flavor effect. More silver now from the Abbey Kings. And looks like Green's just smashing through, taking out everything Orange does resign now. This is Angrade saying, thanks for watching, and on to next replay. As mentioned beforehand, that's probably going to be my last replay tonight. So everyone, thank you